good morning, or whatever.
Good. Whatever. That's good then.
And Happy New
That's a
Year,
good one. Happy New Year.
or whatever.
Uh well, whatever. Whatever. Wait, give me a second. I need to see if this is picking my because I'm downloading something. Just just waking up and seeing this bullshit.
I'm just about to sleep.
Oh. Okay, it's downloading. Okay, good. That's wait. That's my morning place.
Nice. What are you
And that's
eating?
why we wait. I'm eating some cereal with goji
Nice.
fruit. This is my first meal of the day.
Oops.
Who is that? Who is this Bruno dog?
Oh, it's don't say Bruno.
It brings
She's
bad memories. Brings bad memories. Like, yeah, like no,
traumatized. No, it's my sister's dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, it's the first time I saw her because yeah they came before no after I was here last time. So
So when was the last time you saw her?
like 2 years ago. Actually, on this day 2 years ago, I went back to Germany, and that was the last time I was in Japan, like before this time.
And then you saw your sister that time.
Yeah, I mean everyone's here actually. So I mean my sister and brother, they are living here. So
Your sister lives there in your
yeah,
house.
yeah. So I mean the
How,
dog is her dog, but it's a they live in the house.
but so that dog is there since you arrived there? Is always there? Oh,
Yeah, but it's the first time I saw the dog.
it was
But
okay.
the dog is always there here. Yeah.
How old is your sister?
Uh, 27. Actually, her birthday is in 2 days, so she's turning 28, I think.
And you are, how old are you?
33.
You are 3'3"?
Yes, I'm turning 34.
Oh wow. So but you survived because many people die. Jesus Christ died at 33. And other people like Jim Morrison, like there is this thing with 33 years.
Oh, wow. Well, I hope I can survive for the next 22 days. Then
You don't have a flight. When is your flight? It's not in the next. Yeah,
no,
maybe. When is
but
your flight?
no, it's after that, like on February 1st. So
So you
I
will
will
be
be 34.
okay.
Oh,
That's
but I
good.
have a flight to Taiwan in like 1 week.
I thought you went to Taiwan already. So the picture
No,
that you sent they were from Taiwan. Some
no.
Asian signs I thought were from
Which one was it? Anyways. Oh, okay. No. It's
no,
just
no,
it's just
Taiwan.
Tokyo. But it was crazy because like today there was a fire in the at the airport.
What's
Like
going on in Japan? What the fuck
yeah,
is
I know. Like the planes crashed. That was like insane.
a plane crash?
Yes. Like
Landing or
I think after landing it collided with another one, which is like
so
insane.
people what? But so people die and stuff?
I don't know what happened. So there are two planes, right? And the one with like 300 people on it, they evacuated and it was safe, but the other one, I don't know what happened to it.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
And an earthquake.
Yeah. It
So
seems like that like the one of the planes crashed was about to leave to that where the earthquake happened, or was coming from where the earthquake happened, or something. I don't know. It's something related to the earthquake somehow. It's crazy. Yeah, they don't say if they're safe or injured.
You think so? It says this is related to the earthquake.
I I heard something like that. I mean the so one is the how to say um like one had like normal passengers. That's not related, but there's another one that is from the is it the police or yeah, I think it's part of like police, and that was about to go to where the earthquake happened or the other way around. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't follow it so much.
But it makes sense if I mean that something happened. I mean, if at the moment of the earthquake an airplane is landing, it makes sense that that could.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But so you felt the earthquake? You felt it?
Yes, yesterday it was really long. Like
Really?
so here they have like alert. Like the way it works is like, it takes like a few seconds for the earthquakes to arrive, right? From the epicenter. At the epicenter, it's like immediately it happens, but
Yeah.
if you have like a few hundred kilometers, it takes a few seconds, and they have this system that they sense like when the sensor is triggered, they will alert that the earthquake is coming. Well, in like a few seconds. So, like TV and phones, everything start to beep with a scary sound. And there was like earthquake, which was not that big, but it was really long. I don't know if it was like 1 minute or maybe a bit less, but
Yeah, because
it's
those things normally are not too long.
no, it's like a few seconds. But like the one, like the big one, like 10 years ago, or how many years
Yeah.
ago? Like
Something that it was. Yeah.
13 years ago already. That was like really long. Like it was big here also. It was like long. Like it's just like, it feels like you're drunk. Like it's really like this for like 1 minute or so. This is crazy.
And that causes a lot of like the water floods and stuff like that, right?
What do you mean?
The 13 years ago, like because I saw an image, I don't remember where there was an expo, and I think it was based on that earthquake, and that there was some water overflowed in many places, or I
Like a
don't know if it was
tsunami
that,
or
or that was a different thing. So that was a tsunami. There was a tsunami.
well, so there's tsunami, but also like when it rains, I think that this happened like this time was when it rains and the ground is not stable, like houses start to sink or things, float. The soil becomes like the ground becomes like fluid. And that's like something uh I can't really explain. It's like just physics. So, the ground, it's just like when the ground is wet and when there's earthquake, it starts to like act like fluid. So the houses, tilt or like sink.
Yeah, but then I guess what I saw was more. It was a
Like
tsunami. I
water.
guess.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was more like water taking houses. Like yeah.
Yeah, like this time I think I heard it was not like tsunami was there was, but it's not that big. But when we turn on the TV, like, like people are shouting, please evacuate. There's gonna be tsunami, like 3 meters high, something like this. Yeah.
This time, did you hear that? I mean, so when you heard the alarm this time, so did you? When did you went? Like, did you have time to went somewhere and then wait for it?
No, like
The,
here it's nothing, it's not really affected at all. But
but did you have time? The but question is like, did you have time to react and go somewhere? Then what do you?
no, we stayed here. I mean, it was not like here it's not affected, but the region with where it was affected, I think you have to evacuate as
The house where?
far as possible. I mean, if you're close to the ocean, I mean, but what can you do really?
Oh yeah, because the problem is like if you're in the ocean, then the
Yeah,
that's a tsunami if it happens in the
yeah,
ocean. Yeah,
exactly.
that's not good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you just have to go, you know, as far as possible, really.
You have to
But
go to the highest point that you find.
yeah, yeah. But on the
Uh,
TV, like they're saying, like 13 years ago, even if people went up to third floor, it wasn't not enough. Like, what does it mean?
but
Yeah,
so did you? So you meet with your? I think, but the question I have is like, so you receive an alarm. You were at home. Where
yeah,
were you?
I was here.
So then you went downstairs and then you see your other members of your family, or you just wait in the room.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're together already. I mean, not everyone, but it's not like, I mean, immediately we notice it's not happening here, so it was fine, you know, because it's like they say which area it was happening. I mean, where the epicenter is, and then like here it's fine, and it's not really close to the coast, so
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. But it's still like so. Then you go because it's an alarm, no? So I guess you go and you see each other. I don't know
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you turn on the TV just to know what's happening, but
what happened.
that's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, it's kind
And
of
you were
crazy because it's something unusual, but also like we're kind of used to it.
yeah, because there's like a Japan is in this Colombia's also in this thing in the I think it's called a ring of fire or ring or something like that. Like a place where there's a lot of eruptions, a lot of movement of the inner the plagues of the earth.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's surrounding the Pacific Ocean, I think.
How is called that? Like it's called like the ring of fire, or that's I
I
mean
don't
that's a
know.
song. That's a song of
I
Johnny.
don't know.
That's I know that's a song of Johnny Cash, but I think there is also yeah because en español se llama el anillo del fuego, I think. So it's the ring of fire.
But
I
yeah,
think it's
it's
called like
true. Yeah, I
yeah
searched Ring of Fire or
yeah
Circum-Pacific Belt. It's like more like, yeah,
yeah.
interesting.
And here in
I
Europe,
didn't know.
nothing happens. Like nothing happens.
Yeah.
And how are your meds? Your drugs?
Oh, like I think 2 days ago I took the different
The new
one, which makes you high because I really needed to finish an application, and it was like it worked for like the first few hours, but then I was like so exhausted, and yeah, I had headache. And yesterday, actually, on January 1st, I woke up with headache, and I was not really like fit at all for the whole day.
So you think that the drug was too strong, or you didn't like that one? What?
I don't know, like because it could be the drug itself, but also because of the drug, I was like too focused, and then maybe that caused some other problems. But really don't know. I need to experiment a bit more, but I don't know if I want to do it so much.
So, but there was a big difference between the two drugs, like that you have.
Right, because the first one was more like chill, like, it
But
really
but
makes
maybe
you like relax.
it make you feel too sleepy also, or not?
Yeah, not to me, like it's not immediate, but after like like in the evening, it became like super sleepy.
And with the other one, with that you said is the other one, yeah, the new one.
Anyways, I think I was kind of tired and sleepy in the evening. Yeah. But it's not like, you take it and then you become drowsy or something. Um, yeah. I want to try it again, but not sure if this is really promising, sadly.
Well, I'm looking forward to take them try them. You will be my dealer. You'll be my dealer.
Well, actually, I have to sign that I'm not going to give it to anyone. So, this is not happening on the
This is not happening.
surface. This is not
This is not
coming.
happening.
It's not
Yeah,
happening.
because the recording is not happening. Not even to Boy. Look at Boy. Boy needs meds.
Yeah.
Boy takes her medicine to not eat her fingers.
How often does she take med?
She needs to take medicine 3 times per day. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
¿Y pues qué? Ow. I was planning to supposedly to go back tomorrow to Dortmund. I'm not gonna do it. I think I'll go back on. But maybe let's try tomorrow to meet like at 2 if we can, if you can.
Yeah, let's see. 2 is
And then
like 10 here. Yeah, let's see. I'm
let's
gonna be in
try.
Tokyo, but I think I'm not gonna be too late, so I think I can make it.
I
Yeah.
mean, also, I mean, later is also good for me, but it is more you're more tired, so it's up to you.
Yeah, like
Um,
yeah, let's do
but let's.
two.
But I think tomorrow it will be some more like just to catch up and to see
Right.
like the timeline a bit. Like just to talk a bit. And then on Wednesday, on Wednesday, no, I guess, yeah, just to talk a bit, but not too much, I guess. And then from there we see, just basically to talk how to catch
Yeah,
you
to
to catch.
continue. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
But yeah, that's to say like that doesn't have to be too much tomorrow. Just to talk to catch up and see what is happening after.
Yeah. Good.
Wait, I will read you something Annie post on what she said.
Well,
Like I post something. There was this a book of cognition,
okay.
and that is called. I don't know if you know this book. It's called The Tree of Knowledge of somebody called Umberto Maturana and Francisco Varela. Are two people. Ow, ow!
I don't know.
It's there is some people who speak about a concept about what's called autopoiesis, and it's something that it refers to organisms that self-maintain, that they can maintain by themselves. And it's basically a book that is very ow, using cognition. So I just start reading it and I post it, and it's about cognition. And then Nani says something like, "What did she say?" She replies, "Said misunderstanding is fundamental of human beings. We
Hmm.
cannot read another's brain. We are like submarines progressing by the information of our own internal monitors, but unable to see what is really going on. In every tentative to understand another human being, we have to let it unknown. We have to let in unknown information uh, that has the potential to destabilize us. That's dangerous, and so most human beings prefer a misunderstanding attitude over an understanding one. and she said she wrote that on 97 after after Maturana Varela wrote that. I guess after she read some of this.
Interesting.
Misunderstandings. Interesting, no?
Right. It's also what we are doing with text generation related
What?
to
Deep in that?
hmm? Hmm?
What do you mean
Like
deep in that?
AI, like text generation, because
Oh, the misunderstanding. Yeah, okay. Yeah, totally. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's related to what we said. Like, yeah.
or actually, it's more like there's yeah, I don't know how to expand, but it's kind of like misunderstanding, but also well, it's like understanding but misunderstanding, like because like the model doesn't really know what it's saying.
No, exactly. It doesn't know. Yeah. There was something really interesting I'm trying to grasp on. I have been reading no taking some video course on the intersection of aesthetics and what is this something I don't remember the name, but it's between aesthetics and John Cage. What is really interesting is that apparently there is some kind of a lot happened after this guy John Cage make something that is called 433. There is a piece where he basically was for 4 minutes 33 seconds not doing anything, and I don't know if you have heard of that. I heard of that in the past. I mean that he at some point did something like that, and yeah, and that gives space for other things. So it's a symbolic moment in art. So there's things going on. They're called like post Cagean things or post Cage things, basically. Um, and what is interesting in the I mix some relation to what we work in the practices is that he worked a lot with not random. He called it there's some kind of randomness, um, but it is
Chance.
chance, yes, and indeterminacy. He calls it chance and indeterminacy. Um, and I see different relationships in that. Um, that I would be more interested also in explore more. Uh, Perhaps I think could be a good exercise for the academy in terms of what I think he does what is just propose an structure of things, and within that structure, then he led. Wait, so I think in the core, what I think he tries to do a lot is he says that the art is life itself. So it's not about representing or doing something. So a lot of the things that he does is led to chance. So it's based on improvisation, based on what he's feeling with the space and the people. So he don't see differences between what I will said we call elements in that sense. He just see that everything is kind of the same, and based on what he's feeling and a given structure of like uh, a possibility of a structure, then he will improvise. So it's not completely chaotic. So in a way, there is some, you can set amount of things that can happen. So it's not infinite the possibilities, but it's within certain frame. Uh, so I think somehow it's kind of like a structure chaos.
Mm, right.
Like in our case, when we like do the practices, like I think we have a very simplified version, but it's the same in the terms of like, we said it's 1 hour, so it finished at 1 hour. The last minutes we dance. We were using at least Hydra, Live Lab, at least. So I think, I don't know, in on his case what will be. I guess there will be more other elements, but it has this really simplistic. There are just few elements, and based on those elements, just life happens.
Yep. Yeah, like someone saw my talk that was in Japanese, so I didn't send you the link, but they said it's like that kind of reference because what I did with the talk, the lecture is I have my cards and I pick random card and talk about it for like 3 minutes, and then I move on to another card. So it's like somehow it was performative, although I was just like I was not performing in a way that, I was not projecting my like, something, but I was within that frame and just following the rules.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And I think there is something interesting in that, because my how to say this simple, because there is ways how you can, I will say, like in one, you can go to one extreme could be like, when you do with cards. I don't know if, like in your take, if you know that what you do is like say some things about the cards, so like every possible aspect on the performance is in a way given, not the order, but the structure, the general choreography, the structure is given, and you let elements to chance. uh in your case, I mean, I'm just assuming, I might be wrong, but if you just said, I choose a card and then I speak about for 3 minutes and then I choose the next card. um so there are less elements to, let's say, to chance. If you put, let's say, a practice, it's a structure, and there are a lot of elements of chance, because also the duration, no, is like 1 hour. Then we said for 1 hour there is basically chance between these elements. um and I think what from what I'm understanding from this that I'm studying is the when you have a structure more close, I guess, from what you're doing with the cards, it helps more to study, if you want, basically almost like documenting or understanding what is happening. um so I mean, I'm saying this from the case of this John Cage. Some people were criticizing also the same, because basically they're saying that he's using this, he's being free in this doing, so he's improvising, but at the same time some people are criticizing him, uh, because they said that it's totalitarian somehow, and this structure, because it's kind of, I'm an example of, is, I will say, then if you use the cards, the making the example with John Cage is like totalitarian in that sense that it must happen every 3 minutes, that you must speak. So like the command is clear, and that's what they were criticizing the other people from John Cage. That so in one hand they say like it's interesting because he improvises, but in the other hand also then people said that these rules make the thing stiff. So in a way that it sucks the life of the, yeah. If the whole thing was to make art close to life, then the fact that he had to structure the things, it sucked the life. Um,
Okay.
Just interesting, no? This like contradiction.
I'm not
Because
sure
anyway,
because
you anyway have to compromise. Like otherwise, it's just
yeah,
yeah.
but I feel that's like a bit naive take to me because that's kind of people who don't really do that kind of practice.
Yeah,
Because if
I
we
was
say like 1 hour, then we know that it actually allows more things to happen. And if we don't say 1 hour, we don't just, we try to do it as long as we want, then it might block some things that can happen if we say it's 1 hour because we know that the end is coming,
no, but it's.
for
I mean, this
example.
is totally. It's totally. It's really interesting what you're saying because it's actually that also what the person who was presenting this he just used the same words that is naive. I mean, the people who are criticizing Cage in that way are critics, so are not
Yeah,
practitioners.
right.
So uh, and then bringing this back to like or practice, for instance, that I think what I was trying to mention with this, I was trying to make an extreme polarity, like the practice, and say like you exercise with the cards, or my presentation at the academy. Like a structure and something loose structure. And I think between these two like extremes, uh, there's things to explore in this in between.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Because like, I'm saying like for how long were you doing the cards?
That was like 1 hour actually.
Yeah, and I guess different things happen. I mean, it's not that you stop. It was not 60 minutes. You every 3 minutes taking a card and taking a card, taking a card. It was not like that. I cannot imagine that.
No, actually, yeah, we didn't have a proper timer. Like there was person who's timekeeping, but it wasn't that strict. And also like I set the rule that I can skip it when I want, like if it's less than 3 minutes and I don't want to continue, I can just go to the next one. But I explicitly
So,
said
but
that.
there was a timekeeper that is telling you every 3 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah, but she was a bit sloppy.
uh, yeah, but it's interesting. Like yeah, this is something interesting. Especially, I mean, I think we should like explore things. We should not make things more complicated. Say, like, I mean, especially let's say, for instance, in the academy, we have some elements and some things that I think would be interesting to explore. Also, maybe in Slovenia, but it's just more. I think it's more exploring with the choreographic or with the structure basically, and playing with structuring the medium and just trying out different constellations of that
Yeah,
because we have a lot of material, different
right.
places.
Yeah.
But there is something of around this idea of aesthetics that I'm getting more deep into that, like trying to breaking down the um, aesthetics. Because aesthetics, in a way, like there are in the Western take, are being understood as certain things, so are very studied, um, but at the same time, so almost like as an object of study, so with some space that you study, but also an aesthetic experience is something that you experience within your time. I mean, it's a how to say this,
Mm,
like I think also they use all often this object subject, so you experience the object only. You need to have first your recognize yourself as subject. If you so, and then after you understand that you're a subject, you can study the object somehow, something like that. So in aesthetics, in a way, like you have this Western take is very much on the it's very study, so it's very object, But some people also speak about subjectivity of the study of that.
Yeah, like as a experience.
Exactly, in relation in relation vis-a-vis with the object. And that's something that Gabriel apparently, because I saw that Gabriel Catren, apparently like around the time when I just came to PAF, it was just by chance I checked, there were some things happening in something they call philosophy, continental philosophy in Europe, that apparently is a blending of different things of in Europe, and it's just a chaos, it's very chaotic, and it has a lot of different nuances of people trying to take both counts, like object and subject, while before we're more separating, like schools who are just about objects or
Mm,
about experience and so on. um, and I think it's interesting, like of especially in finding the words to explain things that they are not easy to explain, or maybe not easy to, maybe that's not the right word, like things that are not meant to be explaining in, like, say, experiences, say like a practice, like maybe you don't have to explain a practice. Maybe we need to find a word, like what is that you need to use words. Maybe it's not about explaining, but maybe just you need to write poems about the practice, or
right.
yeah. And that in that sense, then understanding what aesthetics are somehow, like from a historical background, I think it helps me to find more words to explain, or like to use, or to misuse.
Mm, I see. Yeah, I like to think about like references, like not in the academic sense, but how, or like I use the word anchor, like what, like kind of, I feel like sometimes like I'm hanging in the middle of nowhere, but I just have like things that are like connected to the anchor so that I can keep myself like with the relation to other objects or moment in my life or people or something I know.
Like almost like a
So
reference. Yeah, yeah,
references,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's a reference, but
When,
not, yeah, like, yeah.
no, but it's weird because that's funny, because that's the way how you use the word, like I understand what you're saying, but that's why I
Yeah,
guess naturally came the word like as a reference, because it's like
exactly.
that's the way we use in English as a reference point.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, exactly. But also, like, I don't want to
Yeah.
give the impression of like academic reference. I mean, that's how I made the
No,
cards,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I get the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because it's still, because it becomes like then sometimes when I'm when studying these things, there are some people who are especially very strong in just basically speaking, I don't know, 10 minutes non-stop of concepts, like from things that if you have no idea, then you cannot catch anything. And I think that's so boring, but not only boring, but I think it's just so, yeah, I mean, I guess it's an academic exercise, but I
Mm.
also think it's so snob, because it's just, you need to, so how to mediate, because I understand if they have an agenda, meaning that I
Yeah,
want to get somewhere, and then because of that, then I need to use preferences for the
yeah,
people to catch, instead of like explaining everything.
yeah,
But there should be ways to middle. I don't know,
yeah,
like when we sometimes, and then say, like, if we do presentations and then we propose, okay, but let's first move for something. There should be ways how to
right,
mediate.
right. Not being self-referential or, like stuck in that narrow, uh, that field. The call is ending, but I think I'm gonna anyways go to sleep. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's